How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It helps out, means a ton. You get plenty of Kaiju number 8 content, not just reviews. We do discussions, plenty of stuff. Jujutsu Kaisen, One Piece as well. So, like I said, hit that subscribe, check the channel out. With that being said, getting into the chapter, I did not expect this much action in this chapter. I figured this chapter was gonna give us a little more reveals, give us a little more information, then kind of set up for something to happen next chapter. Because, well, let's be honest, this is a battle manga at heart, so we're not going to go too long without action. I did not expect all of this. This was awesome. So, we pick up where we left off with General Shinomiya telling Kafka that if you can block bullets with your bare skin, you're not human. That's not something humans can do. And Kafka stands his ground. He says, I'm not Kaiju number 8. I am Kafka Himino. But anyway, after this response, General Shinomiya decides it is time to pull out the big guns and we get introduced to what is known as FS-1002. Now, FS-1002 is one of the dopest things I have seen in this series so far. It is literally just 2 spikes on top of each arm with lightning capabilities. Or I guess I should say electrical capabilities. There's not lightning, but whatever. You know what I mean. And these things go through like a 4-step setup process just for this dude to activate them, okay? And during this process, we get a little bit of information that will be expanded later on. And this is something I loved about this chapter. I thought this is something that needed to be delved into sooner or later. And I'm very glad that we are getting information on it. So, first, he has to unlock the case that it's in, get it out, request permission, have that granted, then he has to put them on, they have to go through a nerve link with his own nervous system, I'm assuming, and then drivers and Kaiju number 2's cells need to synchronize. Did you catch that? Kaiju number 2? Yeah, we're going back in time now. So, that explains the 1002 part of FS-1002, because it came from Kaiju number 2. Anyway, after all of that is done, these things are now activated. And he tells Kafka that if you choose to be Kafka Hibino, then you can die as Kafka Hibino. Which, kind of legit, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't like the guy as a person, but by the end of this chapter, if you don't like how badass Shinomiya is, then you need to set your feelings aside and separate liking him as a person and recognizing that he is a badass and giving respect where respect is due, okay? It's just plain and simple as that right now. And he says, now commencing disposal of Kaiju number 8. Now, a show of hands down in the comment, how many of you did not think Kaiju disposal meant hopping into the ring with a kaiju, putting your lightning gauntlets on, and going 5 rounds and beating it to death? That's not what I thought Kaiju disposal meant. I thought it was much more of a mechanical process, like they're strapped down in a room with machines, and I mean, it's still pretty gruesome. You're killing it either way, but whatever. I didn't expect this dude to just be like, hey, grab them all boxing gloves. I'm gonna go do some disposal work today. I'm working overtime. Like, wait, what? We don't have a room for that? Oh, no, we got a room. You just go inside of it and do work. Like, okay, all right, fine, whatever. It's way more badass than having a machine do it. I'll put that right there. But anyway, we have Kafka thinking to himself, staying strong, sticking to his gun, saying, I'm not going to turn into my full kaiju because I'm going to prove that I'm human, which is good because I don't even know if full kaiju form's beating Shinomiya, honestly. Because as soon as Kafka thinks that, we have a huge Saitama fist. You know when he fought Genos and then, yeah, we have one of those fists just coming straight down on Kafka and annihilating his arm in one shot. And yes, he Kaijuified that arm before it got annihilated, in case you were wondering. You can go check. Yeah, he's got the skin on it and it's just gone. 4 huge claw marks. I don't know. Why does he have claw marks? There's like 2 barrel spikes with lightning and he like punches. Why is he making claw marks? That's terrifying. You shouldn't be doing that. But even after annihilating Kafka's arm, General Shinomiya has no chill and absolutely lays into the side of Kafka, launching him across the entire room. And we have another one of the higher-ups, the one with the eye patch over one eye, saying he really hasn't lost a beat, has he? I'd probably say not. No. He kind of looks in tip-top shape, if you ask me. Granted, Kafka's not going full out, but he is just smacking him around like a child. And this is when we figure out, in the past, General Shinomiya was not known as the strongest of his time or the best soldier. No, he was known as the strongest soldier the Defense Force has ever seen. Not the greatest of his time, the greatest of all time. That's who we're dealing with right now. And I said that last time. He's got to be, if not the strongest, one of the strongest people out there. He's the head of the Defense Force. Something else I want to bring up, and something else I love about this chapter, because we haven't gotten to see this a whole lot, and I feel like it just fleshes things out a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. And that's seeing Kafka in his kind of semi-kaiju form. He's not going full kaiju. We see him in, like, mostly full body, even with his mouth, but his eyes are still kind of human, even though they're shaded out. But you can see the top of his forehead, his hair, all of that's normal. We've seen him do like one arm, we've seen him do like all of his limbs. These different amounts of Kaiju number 8 coming out, and this mixture of human form and Kaiju form, and really him showing his control over everything that he can do with this. Shinomiya even calls him out on this. He says, you know, you're looking a lot more like a Kaiju right now. And while this is going on, all Kafka can think of is, I just have to dodge this dude. That's all I can do right now without it going into full Kaiju form. And then Kafka's body starts reacting the same way it did when Kaiju number 9 and Kaiju number 10 was around. And that's when he realizes it's because General Shinomiya is emitting this exact same aura as a Daikaiju itself, which is absolutely terrifying. And this is when we figure out more of why exactly he's emitting that kind of aura. And that's because Kaiju number 2, the Kaiju that made his weapons and his suit, was incredibly powerful. And Shinomiya is the one that killed it. And by the way, it is literally just Godzilla. Go look at the page. It's just Godzilla. That's what Kaiju number 2 is. Shinomiya killed Godzilla, okay? And then, like I said, they used it to make not only his weapon, but also his suit. So that's part of the whole nerve link and drivers and Kaiju number 2's cells having to synchronize for all of this to work properly, because all of his equipment was basically built from the ground up, starting with Kaiju number 2 at its base, which is cool as hell. Like, we know Kaiju parts can be used to make weapons in these suits, but knowing a Daikaiju is the base for all of this dude's equipment is kind of legendary. I'm not gonna lie. This is what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to like him as a person. Most people should not like him as a person. There's not really any reason to like him like that. But to like him as a combatant, to think he's kind of dope and kind of hype, it's kind of hard to argue. I'm just saying, this dude has lightning gauntlets and a suit made from a Daikaiju. That's all I'm saying. He's wearing a dead kaiju. A extremely powerful dead kaiju. And we get more information saying that General Shinomiya is the only person that has been capable of wearing this suit and using these weapons. It's not just, oh, well, he's so strong because they gave him the best stuff. No, he was strong enough to kill Kaiju number 2 himself, and he's the only one strong enough to wield the weapons made from Kaiju number 2. This guy is an absolute monster, and he continues to put this on show by blasting off one of Kafka's arms. And this is when Kafka finally starts to realize, oh, this is what Kikoru meant when she said all of the high-level kaiju get disposed of. They get turned into stuff like this. And my god, if there are even like 2 or 3 other people out in the world with, like in other divisions, with weapons and suits similar to this, woo! We got some dope people coming up. Because remember, the rookies are getting sent to new bases. So we might be seeing some new captains and new bases or divisions. And yeah, we might be seeing some pretty dope stuff. But I don't know if anybody's topping Shinomiya, okay? This guy is an absolute monster. Kafka is still trying to tell himself, gotta dodge, gotta dodge. By the time he thinks that, he's already lost another arm and both of his legs. And this is when we get the reaction from Kafka of just sheer terror because he can't really help himself. He can't go all out. He's fighting on the defensive, and he sees a massive shot from Shinomiya coming in and gets absolutely annihilated by it, ending the chapter. And Kafka might be in like critical condition after this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he might be on a table hooked up to some machines for a chapter or two. Like, he got absolutely annihilated. Maybe he put up full defenses right at the end on everything besides his face, because you can still see the top of his head is still human form. But my god, Shinomiya is a monster, man. Absolute monster. Plus side, we get another chapter next week. 4 chapters in a row, 4 weeks in a row. Haven't got that since the first 8 chapters of the series, so that is hype. This chapter was great. It was a lot of fun. It gave us background on things like Kaiju number 2, some of the earlier Kaiju, a little bit of the earlier history, I assume, of the well, maybe not even earlier history because he was the strongest of all time. So we're getting more looks into things, getting deeper in, more information, seeing more out of Kafka's ability to control his Kaiju form. This was fun. This was awesome. I did not expect any of this. And yeah, like I said, Shinomiya is an absolute badass whether you like him or not. So with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.